As we breathe each and every holy, sacred in-breath and out-breath, there is a divine frequency that has soared in, a divine complex consciousness of which is now beginning to integrate, flow in, through, around those here now, connected through hearts and minds in higher service. And in this collective consciousness, there comes in the very movement of the divine, followed by radiant ones from all areas, expressions, and dimensions of the One, the Eternal Father, the Eternal Mother. And so there is a sacredness, a holiness, a sacred purification, if you will, that comes in and moves in and through the body complex of a consciousness collective that holds a sacred temple. This sacred temple comes from the frequency of the divine Ruach HaKodesh, the divine Shekinah presence. And it is organic and it moves. And it could say that this temple travels and moves where it is called upon, where it is in its resonant field to bring forth a higher frequency of understanding, wisdom, and insight. And so as this temple settles within and around this family of light, connected through hearts and minds, drawn to this moment in this eternal now. But this experience not only coming for them, but also giving forth their light and their time into the body consciousness that now unfolds. It is a divine collective family of light, the Ami Shaddai. The resonant feel is that of higher service to the divine and the deepest love of God that we all hold. For it is that your soul in all of its manifestations and expressions that yet pulls you into the higher parts of yourself, into the higher show, the Shema, if you will. And it is on this level that we operate, beloveds. As we hold the sacred frequency, as this temple now begins to move through, in, and around you. It is the highest temple of the Holy Spirit. It is the temple of the divine Shekinah. It is the temple of which we know and have our cosmic memory now ignited once away, for indeed we move forward those aspects of ourselves, movement of the presence of God within us. And it is in this propulsion, if you will, it is in this movement of the presence of God, the actions that you take, that brings forth this quality of the gifts of the Holy Spirit. And so we say to you, beloveds, it is innate within you, but has been dormant for so long. But indeed, the Adman Kadman, the divine human, was equipped with this ability, and therefore the understanding of moving and being able to move and name among the animal kingdom and fauna from the beginning of this planet, and we would say indeed other planets as well. And so in this divine collective consciousness that comes and brings the temple of the Holy Spirit upon those here and now, we simply ask you to breathe each and every holy, sacred in-breath and out-breath as the most radiant ones from all expressions of the divine come to create the singularity, come to hold the temple in place, come to build the foundation into the physical, mental, and emotional worlds. bringing it in from its highest celestial realm, indeed into the realms of men. And it is those men and women that hold the body temple, hold the collective consciousness, to be able to make the connection of the micro and the micro, the macro and the micro, the micro and the macro, integrating these levels, bringing a tethering. You will begin to feel now movement upon the top of your heads. You will begin to feel now coursing energy moving through your nervous system. You will begin to receive this energy in the way it comes to you. You will begin to feel a shifting in the energy and the sacred space around you. As this temple consciousness continues to anchor deeply, integrating within your physical, mental, and emotional bodies, coming in through the higher bodies and the higher parts of yourselves through the higher chakra systems. Being held indeed by the Ami Shaddai, the family of light, those that look after you, that love you, support you, holding this temple of light of the Holy Spirit around you, igniting those things that you have within you to bring it into the forefront once again. And so we say to you, beloveds, that the very thoughts you have are actions, and what it is that you choose to represent, the divine presence, the Holy Spirit, the Shekinah presence. It is indeed imbued within you that thoughts are things and things are thoughts. And so, indeed, action means not only in the physical presence of movement, but more importantly, in the higher realms, it is the movements of thoughts. It is also, my beloveds, the God-given talent that each and every one has of the ability to create through pictures. And indeed, it is the pictures of your mind that is action that takes place, and it is the domain of the Holy Spirit, the divine Shekinah presence. And we say that with each and every single in-breath and out-breath that you take, in recognition and in the understanding of what is taking place now, as this begins to integrate into all levels of your beingness, as you relax into this cosmic embrace that unfolds, that indeed the frequency of the Holy Spirit presence being integrated in the temple, now, temple within you, temple without you, within and without, connecting the two, polishing, integrating, and anchoring more deeply that you hold inside of you. And as you become to realize your true being, your origin, where it is and what you are in the scheme of this divine plan, that indeed is abilities that you hold within you, yet not aware. And we are here to say, beloveds, the time has come in full consciousness to bring in the powers that you hold within you, to be the extension of the presence of God in its movement through the Holy Spirit. And therefore, we say to you that your thoughts and your ability to create in pictures have profound and rippling effects across the cosmos. Indeed, as this is ignited within you, it is indeed a great responsibility, for it can be enhanced or it can move in a destructive way. And so we become caretakers of thoughts. For we know the power that it holds. Not only does it impact within our own experience, but it also impacts in the collective. But we would say to you, beloveds, that it is you who hear these words here now, that you are that great guardian of the higher thought realms of the Holy Spirit. that you indeed are initiated once again into what is, what was, and what will be, that you now step into your roles, the extensions of the love and movement of God in all creations, most certainly in the creation where you find yourself, in a creation of bringing forth a higher octave vision and wisdom of the world that you chose to be where you are in this moment. We ask you now, beloveds, to breathe the sacred in-breath as the divine collective of the Emi Shaddai, the family of light of all realms, all dimensions, and all expressions of God. The connecting singularity is that we do love of God with all our might and with all our hearts. It is the most powerful movement enacting the Holy Spirit within you. And you breathe the sacred in-breath and out-breath and have this imbuement of the Holy Spirit presence now coursing through your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies, coming from the higher parts of yourself, and indeed the higher worlds, the crystalline worlds, the highest of the high of divine source. And we invite you now, beloveds, as the godlings that you are, as the great and powerful co-creators that you are, as the ones who can envision in pictures, that you picture now the world you would see, the world that you have incarnated into, to be the presence of the movement of God, to pierce through the delusions and the illusions, to bring into the higher thought forms that which you hold within your very DNA. As you picture now the world as you would see it, as you see all of the kingdoms of the great Earth Mother, as you see all of life upon her, how does that look upon the surface, within the surface? Bring forth now, beloveds, all the sentient beings that share the sacred planet with you. Sentient beings that you are aware of and sentient beings you may not be aware of, but sentient beings nonetheless. Sentient beings now being touched by your thoughts of the divine, the movement of your love of God, the surface of the highest service of the pull of your soul, the divine Ruach HaKodesh, the divine Holy Spirit in movement, in action, in this now, through her children of light. And so we move together into the center of the planet. And as we look around in the various caverns and taverns, and all that is the great waterways and the great inner suns that we now envision, the pristine, perfect, evolutionary, highest potential for all sentient beings, moving into the higher alignment of the great divine plan, coming once again into their own rapid ascension. And so we hold this frequency, beloveds, as we move from the center of the earth. And we simply move within her body in all of its crevices and all of its expressions, from the great and mighty roots to the great crystal kingdoms, to the great waterways, to the great inner suns. We move the frequency of the Holy Spirit by the love in our hearts and the intention we hold in pictures of great joy, light, bliss, balance, and peace. We move now to the surface of the earth, for we can do all things in our thoughts and in our picturing. There are no barriers, there are no perimeters, there are no dividers. And we see the beloved Earth Mother as one organism, And we move the light of the Holy Spirit over the valleys and the mountains, through the forest and into the tropics and into the deserts. We move across the landscapes. We move into all the elements that make up and express life upon the earth. And we see perfect balance and we see light in the undulating waveforms of perfection of unconditional love. The symbiotic relationships of all diversity working together as a one united organism. For indeed, the Earth Mother all her life is one organism within another organism that is within another organism of oneness. And so upon the surface of the earth, as we spread the divine sacred Ruach HaKodesh, divine Shekinah presence, going over the landscapes in radiant light, with our hearts full of love, healing and adjusting and aligning all beings touched, consciously or unconsciously, a spark of inspiration for someone, a sense of reprieve for someone else, a spark of hope. We bring those things now as the presence of the Holy Spirit and all the sentient ones that move with this energy now for their love of the divine, their part in the great plan. Sparks of light, hope, resiliency, and transformation taking place upon the earth and all of our life. We stay in our space as the power moves within us, as we sense it and we feel it and we take our place and firmly planted upon the earth, holding the higher frequency of this temple that has come to us, the temple of the Holy Spirit. We now take our focused attention and move this frequency throughout the earth, within and around, above and below, on the sides, on all levels of her expression, and in all the life in, through, and around us. We hold our sacred positions as the children of light upon the earth who have not forgotten. We step into our sacred roles with the family of light and allow the divine sacred presence of the Holy Spirit, the movement of God, through our very thoughts, our intentions, and ability to visualize, to see, taking our roles as the great Elohim, the great creators, envisioning into being the golden age of the sacred earth. For as she rises, as she steps into her position, so too the entanglement of so many others. And so the children of light upon the earth that draws the myriad of sentient ones and the most radiant ones to come in this cause are here in this moment, holding this sacred space, this sacred activity. That all life is touched. As we allow this energy to course through our own veins, our beating heart, our electromagnetic system, our electrical system, our nervous system, our endocrine system, and all the systems of the human biology geared to be able to hold higher frequencies as the crystalline matrix continues to grow and move and evolve within the body temple. Simply hold your position. Hold your position. Ata Kolambe, Ata Kolambe, Ata Kolamabe. And as we are embraced in this frequency, that part of us knows that we are to return fully grounded into our physical, mental, and emotional body, even as the energy continues to course in and through our biology. All those who have held this platform now begin to draw in their electromagnetic field, releasing us ever so gently. Through our power of our thoughts, we now draw in our electromagnetic field, still carrying the frequency that is comfortable in the next several hours. We prepare ourselves that on the count of three, we will be back awake and very alert, remembering the experience just before we go to sleep. We continue the work in our dreams and altered states. 1, 2, take a deep breath in, and 3, we are back, awake, alert, and we are grounded.